You know you should work out. You know you need to work out, but who has the time? Watch today's live to learn exactly how to get skinny with no time at all. Hit it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the Fitness Avengers, where we fight fat, frustration, and fitness fakes. My name is Tony Ariola, NASM host, master trainer, and I'm your host for tonight. I hope you guys like my music there. I was pretty impressed. Don't know if you heard it. I wasn't hearing anything on my side. That's where I have the headphones on. But we're live. We're rocking and rolling. First of all, hi Tazim. Make sure can you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But I want to congratulate Orange County. We made it to purple. Ah, God. The group project from hell just will not end. Guys, we got to put a mask on. Let me get my mask here. Let's get some masks on and let's take care of ourselves so we can finish this thing. I'm tired of this perpetual treadmill. I want to get out and I want to hug people, but we can't do that if our cases are surging. So let's take care of ourselves. Let's wrap it up and let's get out of purple and at least maybe make it to red. Oh, thanks Hazim. We got the new hats are pretty sweet. I'll let you guys know how you guys can get some. But today we're going to cover no time, no problem. So let's kick it off with a beautiful picture of my now 8-month-old golden retriever. Kona is a beautiful dog, and she made me realize right away that it's important to have good time management skills if you want to get anything done. And I'm single dad mode tonight, so if Kona runs in here, she might make an appearance. I know sometimes she's camera shy, but Kona made things crazy in my household. And now I love her because she sleeps through the night and she does everything that we ask her to do. And she's a great dog. But in the beginning, it was really hard to find the time. And in today's show, I'm going to help you I'm going to teach you how to get in shape with less time, because you don't need like an hour or 2 hours a day to work out. You only need to do the right things that are simple, that work in your schedule, and you can just get in amazing, amazing shape. Hi, Tazim. Hi, Diana. Thank you guys for jumping on board. If you're jumping or watching the replay, make sure you say hi. I don't know if I'm gonna be giving away the hats. I kind of like them, but I maybe I'll give those hats away. Remember, guys, we get 1,440 minutes in a day, or 86,400 seconds. So it's up to us to maximize that time. We're gonna talk about time efficiency. We're gonna go over the time management matrix, Stephen Covey's matrix. We're going to go over scheduling time, and we're going to talk about some fat friends and how there's studies that show that if we get rid of some of those fat friends, they're more likely to get skinny. So we'll talk about that. Our Ask the Trainer question is HIIT better than regular cardio? That's a question that I get a lot. So I'll answer that. And we'll have our client spotlight, Dr. Guzman, who is on the front lines fighting COVID. Thank you, Dr. O, one of my online coaching successes. So I'll share his story and keep fighting the good fight. Oh, I know all we have to do is wear a mask, and we can't seem to do that. Well, really hard time. Just how hard is it? And I want to thank today's sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Total Body Project. So make sure you guys go to totalbodyproject.com and jump on there, and you'll get your Secrets of the Skinny guide, where I divulge secrets to get you skinny. I don't know if time is in there, but it's probably part of it is in there. So thank you guys. Go on there. Make sure you guys check it out. The first thing that we want to talk about with managing your time is that we want to be a lot more efficient with your time. What I mean by efficiency is you want to look at the work that you're doing. Are you distracted? Are you bouncing around? Are you multitasking? Anytime that your brain has to leave from one task and go to another task, it has this curve to get back to speed. There's really no such thing as multitasking. Right? That's a classic misconception. What is true is that you have to refocus, and that costs you. There's a cost. There's a brain cycles you actually have to process in order to get back to your train of thought. So if you have a phone, and you're trying to get some work done, and you're really trying to be efficient with your work or your workouts or whatever it may be, make sure that you turn these distractions off, because the more you can get into deep work, deep focus work, meaningful work, whether that be a conversation with a colleague, a Zoom presentation, whatever it may be. You want to get away from things that are distracting you, because once you're distracted, it's going to take you a while to come back. So if you do deep focus work, you're going to be more efficient with everything you do. Now let's look at hi Lefty, thanks for jumping on. Let's look at the time management matrix. And then I know I've talked about this before, but I think it's a really important point. When you talk about, how you manage your day, you want to look at where you're spending the bulk of your time. There's 4 boxes, and the magic box is box number 2, the important, not urgent. This is taking care of self-development, personal health, quality time with people that you love, self-improvement, all the things that you really value of like, wow, that would be awesome if I had that. If I spent more time in there, I think I'd be great. That's like you're sharpening the saw, all these different things that have to happen. But in order to get the bulk of your time there, you have to get rid of the other stuff. A lot of people spend their time in the urgent and important. This is crisis. This is deadline driven. This is, you have to get this done right now, or they're going to cut off your electricity tomorrow. This is, the kids need to go here. The boss needs this done. And you're in the firefighting mode. And that's where it leads to stress. That's high stress, high burnout. And life kind of sucks in box 1. I wouldn't want to live in box 1, but I understand that sometimes that needs to happen. I mean, like, for instance, a few weeks ago, we had those fires. That's definitely crisis mode. I understand that. But now that things are kind of calming down a little bit, then you want to move more towards box 2. And where I think people, mess up is that they spend a lot of time in box 3, which is urgent but not important. This is responding to texts, spending time on social, unless you're watching this show, this would be quality time, self-development time. But if you're like watching, like, cats chase their tail, or not cats, my dog was chasing this, Kona was chasing her tail for a while today. And it made me think, like, what happens if she catches it? She caught it and chewed on it, but I don't know how that helped her or helped me. But it did waste my time, because when we're watching things that, we shouldn't be watching, or, maybe someone sends a text and you feel like you should respond to it right away, or there's emails, you're getting a lot of offers on different things. These things are though urgent, right? You get the notification, bing, bing, and you respond to the text, and your brain gets a like surge of dopamine, like, it's like crack for the body, like, oh, I have to know what's going on. I have to know what's going on. And those messages, they get addicting, right? So you roll the dice again. Facebook loves that stuff. So you stick to it. And you end up wasting time on things that are urgent, but they're not necessarily important. Now, if you're really on the really bad time management, now you're talking about not urgent and not important. These are like time sucks. Watching, binge watching, web surfing, doing something that doesn't even help you at all. This is irresponsible, dependent. If you're spending a big chunk in box 4, the not important and not urgent type, then you're definitely not going to have chance. You won't have time to work out. You got to get out of that box. So make a commitment now. I'm going to get out of the box 4, which is not urgent, not important, because it does nothing for you. It does literally nothing for you. And sometimes I used to stay up to watch football games and basketball games and all these different things, but I realized one thing: those guys are not staying up to watch me. They're living their own life. And if your life is not that important, or that you value it that much, then I invite you to take a look at yourself. You want to make sure that you're the most important thing, and you want to invest in yourself so that you have awesome, fantastic, incredible days, even when they move you to purple and they close your gym again. Great. Thanks, guys. Thanks. All right. The next thing. So now that we have kind of an idea of where our time management matrix is, and I invite you to look at yourself and see where you're spending the bulk of the time. The next thing is to schedule when you're going to work out. And scheduling has to happen. But what I invite you to do is, and this is brought to us by our new book, Switch, which we're reading this book. And now that I'm in COVID, I'm reading a book a week, which is great. Switch, How to Change Things When Change is Hard. Thank you, Switch. That's by Chip and Dan Heath. But they talk about these things called action triggers. And what the studies are showing is if you give yourself an action, like say you're going to work out, I'm going to work out tomorrow, that's just not effective. You want to give yourself like the time and what you're going to do and an action to make sure that that happens. For example, for myself, I know tomorrow I have a NPE call with my business guys. I have, I have to work out. I got my clients in the morning. I'm going to work out after I see my, Eric, my last client in the afternoon. Then I'm going to do the workout X. Tomorrow it's bike and run. I know exactly what's going to happen. I have the action trigger behind it, and I'm more likely to do it because now, after I'm done training Eric, I know my brain goes bing, bing, bing. It's basically preloading the decision. So I go and work out because you know what happens if you leave it to yourself. Yeah, you don't do it. You don't do it. You say, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. It'd be nice if I did this. Yeah, it'd be great." But if you have like an action trigger and you tell yourself when and how you're gonna do it, you're a lot more likely to do it. I use a planner. I use my NPE journal, so I write down my most important things for the day, including my workouts, my gratitude, all the things that need to happen. And I always start with my most important thing, and obviously taking care of myself, which today was swimming and doing an upper body workout, was really important because I want to look like a trainer. No one likes a fat trainer that's out of shape. So if you're a fat trainer that's out of shape, get in shape because no one likes you. You want to get in shape because you want to lead from the front. Lead from the front. So stack that schedule, make that behavior happen so it can come easy. So you don't have to work at it. Be like, okay, after I train Eric, tomorrow I'm going to work out. So I'm going to swim and tomorrow I'm going to bike and I'm going to run. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for jumping on. Here's the one. Learn to say no. So, I was reading Switch and they have a study from the American Journal of Public Health published May 9th, 2011. And the study concluded that if your friends are obese, you're like 58% more likely to be obese. So if your friends are fat and out of shape, guess what? You're more likely to be fat and out of shape. And the reason was not because they gave you peer pressure or anything like that. They actually found it was because monkey see, monkey do. So when your friends are telling you like, hey, let's go have an enchilada, or let's go have a burrito, or let's go eat with this, instead of working out, you look at them, and if they're out of shape, you tell them, no, Tony told me that you're bad, that fat people make me fatter. And that's true. The data proves it. So especially if it's a fat friend, you say, no, leave me alone. Tell them to call me, and I'll tell them, hey, leave that person alone. You got your own problems to contend with. So learn to say no, so that way you can take care of yourself and we can get you in shape, especially during this pandemic when the world is nuts. It is just crazy out there. Purple. Just when you thought things were getting better, just when you thought. And then that one kid, right? So it reminds me of that joke. When I die, I want the people in my group project to lower me. I want them there. They're like, why? Why would you want your group people to bury you? Your group project people to bury you? So they can let me down one more time. So now you want to get in shape, right? You want to work out, but we have to find something. Don't go like P90X and like, run, I ran 20 miles yesterday. Don't run 20 miles, work out twice a day. That stuff's not going to work for you. It's just not. And if you tried a crazy program like that, because you failed, right? You're not going to succeed doing someone else's program that's based on their lifestyle. That's just crazy. You wouldn't do that. Like I remember guys opening up and doing like a bodybuilder, like Jay Cutler's workout, which is great if you're Jay Cutler, a professional bodybuilder, but you're not. You're Fat Joey who's just trying to eat less bread. So we want a workout for Fat Joey that's trying to eat less bread. So you have to realize that this has to fit in your lifestyle. You got to find things that work in your lifestyle. So that means maybe for me right now, it's taking Kona for an extra walk, jogging her, taking her up the stairs, running around, things that I can fit in my lifestyle. When she's sleeping, then go for a quick swim. It may not be an hour, maybe just half an hour. But remember, change is a process. It needs to fit and it has to start small. So we have an asymmetric relationship with success, meaning that like a problem like getting in shape, you think you need a big solution to get there. Nah, that's not true. You need a solution that's smaller that you can have a lot of success with. a lot of success, because success feels good. And the more little successes you have, the more likely you are to change and to sustain these changes. You don't want like some crazy, like, I don't know. I saw somebody else start like another like juice diet or liquid diet, and I see these things all the time, and people are still just horribly out of shape. And they ask me like, "Would you do that?" I'm like, "No, I wouldn't do that because it doesn't work. It doesn't fit in your lifestyle. You want to make sure that your solution fits for you." Now, what that means is, let me just get this image up here. This is from Precision Nutrition. I'm getting the next level personal training, personal coaching certification. So I have certification number 11, which who cares, right? My goal is to become the world's best trainer and to help you as much as possible. And that means more education. So that means that I can simplify this stuff. So you don't have to worry about it, because I'm reading the books, I'm getting the certs, I'm providing the knowledge. So Precision Nutrition has this awesome continuum of what it takes to get in shape. If you don't have level 10 is like crazy status, working out 2 times a day, doing everything all crazy to the 10. Number 9, 90, 60, 90 workouts 6 times a week. It's a lot. But there's also number 1, which is just park further away. Number 2, take the stairs instead of the elevator, right? There's some of the goals from some of my clients right now. Number 3, maybe do some jumping jacks. Oh, there's Kona right there. Number 5, maybe take her out to walk the dog, and maybe just don't take the dog out to poop. Maybe instead of just pooping, you actually walk with the dog, or you maybe go for a little jog. You just have to do something. And I remember the show 2 weeks ago, we talked about the different benefits of exercise. You get all those benefits just from moving, just from working out. You can also you can dance. I was doing the chick, chicka, boom, chick, chicka, boom, boom today. Just I Love Lucy. You can just dance. All that stuff will really help, will all benefit you. So you don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like a level 10. It just has to be something that fits in your lifestyle, and just do something. If you're on track, last week I think we had like 180 views on the video. So thank you guys all who watched it, who benefited. If you're watching, make sure you say hi. Don't just troll. We're not we're not trolling here. Jump on, it's Emoji Party time. Hit the loves, hit the likes. Hi Letty, Nicole, Tazim, Diana, Courtney, Kona. Woo! We got the new hats. Fitness Avenger hats. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, things are going well. Except now that we're in purple. And if you want to get a copy of my Secret to the Skinny Guide, head over to TotalBodyProject.com, our sponsors for tonight. Thank you guys, Total Body Project, for sponsoring our show. Now, the next thing is, well, we talk about this. I talk about this a lot with my clients, is the 5 daily dids. So we talk about things that we can control, which in a crazy world, you don't need more time to do this. You actually need less time. So you eat the right amount of calories. It would actually take less time to not eat. People are like, "Oh, I'm so busy. I cannot eat healthy. I don't have time." It's like, if you don't have time, how'd you find a time to eat? If you don't have time, you don't have time, but yet you found time to eat. Why is that always a thing that people can always make enough time for? You don't need more time to eat less. Eat the right amount of calories and you will lose weight. You will look great. Most people are talking about changing their body or exercising or getting to a certain look, are just really talking about dropping fat, because fat doesn't look good. So you want to like trim up, because that extra cheese hanging out from the side doesn't feel good, doesn't look good. So you want to get rid of that stuff. And that's by eating less. And eating less does not take more time, it takes less time. The next one is pretty quick too, right? Drinking enough water. You got to sing the song. Clear pee means healthy me. Clear pee means healthy me. What that means is that when you pee, it should be clear. It should be like water. And when it's like water, that means you're properly hydrated, which means that you probably eat less because now you're not thirsty. The brain doesn't recognize the difference between thirst and hunger. So actually, you might think you're hungry, but you're actually thirsty. But let's take a drink there. Make sure that my little chubby butt eats the right amount of calories tonight. Exercise, like we talked about, you just got to move, do something. If you got time to do a full workout, awesome. If you don't, just do something. Daily vitamins. Vitamins are important. Number 1, they provide you the vitamins and minerals that your body needs with no calories. But number 2 is vitamins help to balance your brain. And this is something that I'm learning about. So let's take out another book. I'm reading a lot of books, guys. So just to make sure that you guys get good data. This book is called Change Your Brain, change your life, and it's by Dr. Amen. And we're talking about these vitamins, how they help balance your brain. So if you're grouchy, grumpy, upset, stressed out, it might be because your brain's just not balanced. And you help balance it by, guess what? Exercise, good sleep, drinking enough water, and getting the right vitamins and nutrients. But unfortunately, most people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get these vitamins. So that's where a daily vitamin really comes in. So if your partner's acting kind of crazy, maybe she just needs a multivitamin. Slip in that multivitamin and just watch them be like, yeah. And number 5, you want to make sure you get the nice, proper sleep. Because remember, these toxins build up in your brain. And if you're not getting the right amount of sleep, you're going to be in brain fog. And this is where people tend to overeat, is when they don't get enough sleep. They make poor choices. They get in car accidents. They are driving crazy. They're irritable. They're grouchy. And maybe they just need a nap. We just get them a nap. They'd be all calmed down. That's why my first question with all my clients every day is, how'd you sleep? Because then I know it's going to be Grumpy Smurf or it's going to be Happy Smurf. And we like Happy Smurf. Happy Smurf is just so much better to deal with. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. And this week's Ask the Trainer is HIIT better than long cardio? HIIT. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. And they got really popular with like some of the gyms, boutique, because they torch fat and they burn and they sculpt and they get you more results in half the time. And all that stuff is just bull. Beep. Yeah. 95% of how you look is what you eat. So even if you're working with HIIT and going crazy, you're not going to get to your goal faster, because it's 3,500 calories for a pound of fat. And even if you work your butt off in like a 30-minute workout, you can only burn like 400 or 500. So that means you got to do 5 of those and then not eat in order to lose 1 pound. So HIIT, you want to look at HIIT. It's good for your heart, because the intensity of challenging your heart does help you burn more calories. But what they're finding, what the studies show, is that it's only effective if when you go up and then you come back down, you can still go up to the same number again. What I mean by that is that, say you go max effort and you burn like 10 calories per minute, which is a lot, and then you rest. And then you go back up and then you burn 10 calories again, and then you rest. But then you go back up, but now you're tired. Now you're 7 and 8, and then you rest. Now 7 and 8, and then you rest. Now 6 and 5, and then you rest. And so you get this law of kind of diminishing returns, and you're not burning the same amount of calories as you thought you were. So if you're doing it for to get faster results, then it's not helpful. Long cardio is also different. They talk about the fat burning zone when you do like low intensity cardio. Low intensity cardio is just helping your body use more fat as fuel, which is a long way of telling you it's just helping your body not use carbohydrates and start using more fat, which is great for endurance training, which is long duration training. So they're different, but I think for most people, what you really want to be focusing on is just eating less calories, unless you're like really focused on like endurance training, or you're really focused on you're playing like some type of specific sport. But ultimately, you want to make things a lot simpler. Do cardio that you enjoy. Just have fun out there. Enjoy the cardio, have fun, and just do it. Dancing, chasing the puppy, and anything that you do is going to be better than nothing. And remember, people fail in fitness not because they're not doing some crazy workout. They fail because they're not doing nothing. They fall victim to these ants, these automatic negative thoughts, and they think all or nothing. If I don't get this done, then I'm a failure. Pass the chips and the gummy worms. Gummy worms are good. And that's that's the wrong way of thinking. You just want to be consistent. And eventually you will get your goal. You will get your goal. Now let's look at a client spotlight. It says Dr. Omar Guzman fighting the good fight against COVID up there. And Omar lost about 40 pounds. And he was my original online coaching guy. So he was my guinea pig, which, when we're trying to figure out like what's the best way to help Omar, we went through like iteration. And now the online Get Me Skinny coaching program is just fantastic. We have people from all over the world. And I thank everybody that's trusted me to help them get on the goal. And that's why I'm on this growth curve and trying to learn as much as I can so I can be as beneficial as possible. Because we all know there's a lot of fitness fakes out there Like the hat says, fighting fat, frustration, and fitness fakes. It's like everybody's an expert, but everyone's not an expert. And without the right credentials, then they got no place. Right, Dr. O? Dr. Guzman agrees. Look at him. He just looks so much better. I wonder who was hanging out with in that red shirt. Thanks, Dr. O. So please remember to like, share, and if your friends are big, that's all right. It's all right. Everyone started big. I was big. And like I was not happy. My back hurt, sleep apnea, had cholesterol, diabetes, all these things that are associated with being overweight are true. So that's why getting these guys in shape are better. And if your friends are sabotaging you, what you can do is you can tell them no, and then you can tag them in the video and say, hey, Tony said to tag you in the video because you're sabotaging my results. And then I'll go on there and I'll look at them and be like, yeah, you are. So please leave my clients and leave my people alone. We already got a pandemic to deal with. We don't need fat people trying to make us eat worse. I've been through a lot already this year. I've been through a lot. So tune in next week. Next week we got Thanksgiving coming up. I'm gonna teach you how to avoid the holiday pounds so you don't go nuts and lose your mind and still have a good Thanksgiving. I don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving. It's just gonna probably be me, Courtney, and Kona, the happy little family in Thanksgiving. But again, my name is Tony Ariola, NASM Master Trainer, and my purpose in life is to teach you health and happiness. The reason I get up at 4 a.m. is to learn as much as I can to give you data, proven facts, and things that you can use to help you get in shape. Make sure you comment, go to totalbodyproject.com, get a copy of Secrets of the Skinny Guide, and I will see you next week. And I will see you. Wait, hold on. Before I go, put your mask on. How hard is it? Purple. Purple. God. And I'll see you on the skinny side. Cue the music. No music today. Dun, 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 dun. Give me some hats. You want a hat? I want a hat. Dun, 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 dun.